This is Julie Stoner. This is my final presentation for the promotional tools assignment. For the promotional tools assignment, I decided to create a blog called Get Fit with Jay. So, just to tell you a little bit about the project, as I said, I decided to make a blog. I chose to do a blog just because it was something I'm not overly familiar with. I don't have any experience with blogging. I mentioned in one of my previous assignments I'm not huge on social media, so this kind of allowed me to step out of my comfort zone. And same with the promotional package assignment. Using Twitter and LinkedIn, it again allowed me to kind of step outside of what I'm comfortable with, and blogging definitely do that. I just wanted to try a little something different, put myself up to a bit of a challenge and see how I could do. So the whole idea around this blog was based on obviously my love for fitness, or why else would I be in this program and made it this far. And also I explain a little bit about it in the blog in the introduction. But basically I lived in BC my whole life. I moved out to Alberta 3 years ago. I lived there for 2 years, and being away from BC for so long, you miss it so much more than you would ever believe. Just the outdoors and the mountains and the scenery and all that. And it was something I never really took advantage of living here. Definitely when I was growing up and in high school, it wasn't really something I was overly interested in. So since moving back, I really wanted to make it a goal to spend more time outside and do more outdoor activities. So I felt like maybe creating this blog could push me to do so, especially during the summertime while the weather's so nice which we don't get often here. So this is just a screenshot from my blog. I did a little about me section. I'll post a link to the blog at the end of the presentation, just so you can check it out for yourself. But I just posted a little about me section, just kind of explaining in short why I created the blog. For my first post, I did an about me page, so pretty much just going a little bit more in depth of what I just explained to you. Kind of how I came up with the idea, why I decided to start the blog, and all that. So moving on to what I thought went really well. Well, the number one thing I thought went well was a couple of my posts. I think the ones that were most successful were the ones that I already had experienced, if that makes sense. So these photos were taken about a year ago. I went on a really nice hike with some girlfriends, just nearby. It's about a half hour from where I live, and I went into some detail about the hike and why it's such a good one. And I felt like that one was really effective because I could speak about it since I'd already experienced it. Also with this one, I felt like the photos were really effective. It made a nice touch. It kind of added some really nice visuals to the blog, and they're like beautiful pictures. That scenery can't be beat. So I thought that post was really successful. I'm quite proud of that one. That was my second post, I believe. And as well with this one, you see this was my fourth post. You kind of get some more visuals with the different photos and stuff, and it's a topic that, again, I could relate to. This one was about how I wanted to try out biking the seawall. Although I haven't done it yet, I've seen the area. I was eating there for lunch, and it just kind of triggered an idea like, wow, I would love to have this experience. And it's a super popular attraction in Vancouver. So again, like with the photos there, I think it really added a nice touch. These are just two separate screenshots. It looks a little bit nicer when it's all posted in one post. So what I felt could definitely be improved. A couple of my posts, I wanted to write about different ways you could take your workouts outside, instead of, having to spend your summer inside a stuffy gym. There's just so many options to take your workout outside. It can be super easy. It can be quick and effective, done and over with in 20 minutes, half hour. So I did a couple posts about that with just a couple different circuits. This photo here is actually just across the street from where I live. I went to this high school, and there's like a great running track. I went one day and did a circuit there. It was really good, super hard workout. And then the next one, I didn't include a photo, which I feel like was really ineffective. At the time, I wasn't really thinking about it, but now looking back on it, when I just scroll down the page, it looks a little boring. There's not much to it. I think visuals are what really are going to attract people's attention and want them to keep reading. And when I look at this, I don't really want to keep reading. I'm not going to lie. And again, I posted like another circuit workout, so I think I could have bettered these couple posts, this one as well, by maybe having a couple demonstration photos of the exercises I was doing. Again, not really something I thought about at the time, but if I could go back and do it again, that's definitely something I would add, and I think it would make them stand out a little bit more, and again, make the reader want to keep reading. So there was that one. So just a few things in what I learned as I just kind of went over. I think visuals are absolutely everything in a blog. You need something, again, to grab their attention and make it stand out. Otherwise, they're just going to get bored. They're just going to do the mindless scroll, and they're not going to invest any time into reading it. And then, therefore, with the whole idea behind my blog, they might not want to, jump into the workout or try this certain activity if they don't have any photos to go along with it. Secondly, I think what I learned about blogging, that it is most definitely suited for a certain type of person, and I don't think that person is me. Maybe just not at this point in time. I've always found that writing is something I've been very good at. I don't necessarily love doing it, but I know I am good at writing and getting words across, and using good descriptive words and things like that. But when I mean it's suited for a certain type of person, I think it's suited for the type of person that has time for it. And this kind of ties into number 3, where blogging is a big commitment. It takes a lot of time. I really had to dedicate a solid block of time to creating the blog, and especially designing it to begin with took a lot of time. That was definitely a few hours to kind of get all the small pieces figured out on how to actually start one. But writing the posts, it takes some time to think about what you want to write and what people are going to want to read. And I kind of think maybe for what I chose to blog about, I started to run out of ideas a little bit. I think if I had a few more experiences to tie into, like say things I've already done, it would be a little bit easier to write about. But unfortunately this summer I've been so busy with school and work, and it's been really hard for me to get out there and do all these activities I've been wanting to do and wanting to write about. So I think you definitely have to have the time for it. I think it's not necessarily a full-time job, but it's a lot of work. It's a big commitment, and you have to dedicate the time to doing it. And I also think blogging would be more effective if it could tie into other forms of social media. So I think in order to have a successful blog, like you see all the really popular fitness Instagrams and stuff, some of them have blogs, some of them have podcasts, but they have a Twitter or an Instagram to promote it. People, I don't think, just randomly stumble across blogs this day and age. You have to have another social media page to be able to promote your blogging platform. So I think that was another kind of downfall, was that I'm not super active on Twitter or Instagram, and especially with like a fitness one. So I think it could be way more effective and reach a lot more people and start gaining popularity if it had, as I said, another Twitter or Instagram to go along with it to be able to promote it. So that is what I learned about blogging. Overall, it was a good experience. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I chose blogging. It definitely fit the best with my schedule this summer, and trying to coordinate this course and practicum and working. I had a lot of stuff going on, so I definitely think it was the smartest way for me to do that. But as everything in this course, it's all a learning experience. I think you kind of learn what you're good at, what you need to work on, and what you need to dedicate some time to. So I posted the link to my blog here. I will submit a copy of my PowerPoint. If this was a little hard to see, then you can follow along. Thank you for watching.